I'll read. So, Forex Trading update for beginners. We're still in demo mode on a couple of systems now. The MetaTrader 5 hasn't quite got a plan if you've been reading the Discord server, but I'll go into that. But as you can see, this is MetaTrader 4. We've got one trade ongoing at the moment with Dark Moon. You can see that the account balance is increasing nicely. It's still looking very healthy considering I started about a month, well, sort of 5-6 weeks ago now with $500. It's now up to $642. Just trading the standard Dark Moon on Euro USD hourly and Dark Venus on Euro USD 15 minutes. You can see we've got one Dark Moon trade ongoing with a profit of 9 pence there. It's up and down because it's obviously live. If I've got the account history, you can see all the history here. This little green one's a little test I put through, which was a manual order where I only profited 1 cent. So it was to try and test the MetaTrader 5. But I'll come on to that. So as you can see, there's a little bit of history down here. You can see the date here. So we've had 4 orders today. 2 buying, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 sell and 1 buy. You can see the profit for each one. You can pause profits over here for each one. You can pause the screen if you want and have a look at the trades in more detail. I'll scroll down a little bit, but you can see it's the 25th there. There's quite a few on the 25th, 24th, the 21st, which was last Friday, the 20th, etc., etc. Okay. So that's MetaTrader 4. So I'm going to move on to MetaTrader 5 because what I tried to do in MetaTrader 5 was just run Dark Venus on its own. Tried being the word. So on to MetaTrader 5 then. I'm running this on the exact same laptop. So I've got 4 and 5 running separate instances, so I both run together. I don't know if that's an issue for performance or not, but I won't be doing that when I go live. So you can see MetaTrader 5 is similar but slightly different. It's called algo trading for algorithmic or something like that trading, as opposed to auto trading. I don't know why they're messing with the terminology, to be honest. I've ended up with 2 accounts because I had a queue on the back of the first one, and the first one, well, it hasn't changed. I'd have to log in. So the first one I set up, I put 100. There you can see it there on that tooltip. I put £100 in, and waited Monday and most of yesterday, Tuesday, for it to make a trade, and it didn't. So I started investigating why. I did have the only difference is obviously it's MetaTrader 5 to 4. I'd set up you can set up demo accounts with meta quotes, and these 2 are both linked to the same email address. They just have different names. I inadvertently put a Q on the end of that one, just a keyboard typing error. But as you can see, I've got 2 now. I call this one Canny Drifters, which was the second one. But this one here, you can see that's £100,000. So the reason being, when I only had £100 in, when it was trying to trade, and disappointingly, you get no like warning or errors as to why it hasn't traded. But I found out by clicking this button here and clicking a new order and putting a new order through. When I tried to do it on the first demo account with only £100 in, this 0.01, which is the lowest volume you can enter there, equates to €1,000. I don't know why it's that high. It's something to do with the lot sizes and the price. So the minimum I could open a trade for at this size, because you can't go any lower than 0.01. The minimum I could open an order at is €1,000. Now I only had £100 in the account, so I thought, well, I went in to try and input to deposit more money into the account. I couldn't find out how to do that, and then I'd look to see whether I could change the lot sizes. So because on MT4, obviously using IC markets, we can put trades on of like $1. But I tried to look at the lot size, but I couldn't get anywhere. So basically, I just opened a new account. Not ideal. I had to open a new account with a starting balance of £100,000, which isn't what I wanted to do. Really, still not ideal, because I do want to start this thing up when I go live. I want to start on £100 if possible, or as low as possible. I probably don't want to go lower than £100, but so I'm just concerned now I might have the same problem when I go live. Just one point to mention there is I set up MT4 on a demo account with a broker called IC Markets. I won't be using them going forward. I've done a bit more research into which brokers to use for beginners and for lower level entry. And I think I'm going to use a company called City Index, because you can start City Index on as low as £100. Now, assuming I can open an account for £100 and start trading with £100, which obviously I couldn't here, then I'll be using City Index. IC Markets, apologies for anybody who's opened up a demo account with them. I won't be using to go live, because the minimum deposit, well, the minimum account you can have there is £200 or $200. I'm not sure which way around that is, but about 200 quid, say. So I'll not be starting with them, but I will be keeping the demo account going, probably on a different machine, or on this machine, and then go live on a different machine or a VPS. I probably won't use a VPS to start with on the first month, because obviously it's going to cost $15 for that, and if I'm only starting with $100, it's probably going to eat quite a bit of the any profits, I should say. And obviously, if we do lose money and we have losses, I don't really want a $15 monthly fee for a VPS on top. So I'll just go on to the live one. Sorry, the one I'm logged into here. It's not live, it's demo. You can see that this is now worth £100,002.60. And you can see we've got no trades there, but you can see it has been trading this morning, where these dots are on the graph. Now, if I go to history, you'll be able to see what it has traded. So I sussed this out like late last night, that I couldn't place the trades, couldn't place the orders, because the minimum order was like €1,000. I'm still not 100% sure why that is, but we'll just divide this by whatever to get back down to 100 once we've finished playing with it. In fact, what I'm thinking of doing is going back to MT4 to do back testing. Just using what I've got in MT4, because these, like I say, the Dark Venus and Dark Moon, all these strategies, the one I've got loaded in MT5 and the two I've got loaded in MT4, they're all just the vanilla inputs, and what I want to do is make some changes to do back testing, which is what I'm going to get onto now. Okay, so back on MT4 then, we'll do a little bit of back testing here. See that trade's still running. It's at minus 12 cents now. So what we need to do is, if we click on view, and then if you select strategy tester, just make this full screen. So this is our strategy tester here, and the expert advisor is basically the bot which runs. So it's selected Dark Moon here, so I want to change that. What I want to do is I want to select Dark Venus, because that's the one I've decided to go with for live when we do go live. You can select any of the charts, any of the currency pairs, should I say. So I'm doing Euro USD. I've settled on that one because it's apparently the most traded in the world, volume wise. And I'm doing the 15 minutes chart, not the minute and not the hour. It's meant to be a good mix, a good sort of in between. So what I want to do is, I'm going to use dates. I'll just take that off and see what we get there. No, it's just everything. So I'm going to do, first thing I'm going to do is a current month, just do short term. So I'm going to go through to the 1st of July. Then in here I'm going to put today's date. So I think I can just click on today's date there. So we've got the 1st of July through to the 26th of July. I'm not sure if this is flashing on your screen. If it is, apologies, because it's flashing on mine. what you can do as well is you can look at expert properties here. If you click on that, this is where we change everything. So you can see all the different values here. Okay, this is the actually it has changed slightly. This is we're using money management here. I hadn't realized that was set on. I think that originally that was false, money management, but looks like it's set to true now. I believe these are the current settings. So these are what you change if you want to make any changes. And you can save these, and when you save them, they're called set files, and you can load in different set files that you want to use for your trading strategy. So I was just showing you that. So if you click on start now, you can actually look at a graph. You can click on graph at the bottom here, and you can see it building a graph up where it has these drawdowns in green. And this is what we ended up with. So our £100 turned into 191 just in July. So if we look at report here, you can see an initial deposit 100. It's probably dollars, actually $100. Total net profit 91. So we've nearly doubled our money, which is mental, really. And that's just for July. But you can't expect it to be like that long term. I'd expect a lot less than that. So you can see the profit factor there, 3.34. I believe anything over one's a good profit. We can see the gross profit. We had profit of £130 and we had a loss of 39, which makes it £91.38 net profit. You can see the most consecutive wins, the number of consecutive losses in trades or orders, and all the different stats here for your drawdown, your profit trade, your loss trade. So it's probably worth having a look at that and trying to understand a bit more about what this information means. I know the maximum drawdown, 63.59%, is something you need to look at kind of reducing, because that's quite high. What that's saying there's, I believe, you've used at some point in time you used 63.59% of your bank. So say we started with $100 there. We were $63 down at one point. You could probably find that in the graph. That's probably here. No, it's not, because I can't see where that goes under 95, to be honest. I probably need to just understand that a bit more, what I'm talking about there with regard to the drawdown, because I can't see a big drawdown there, unless it is there where it drops, or this one here. Anyhow, you can see it's been constant climb in profit, apart from a few little dips, this one being probably the biggest, but by which time we were quite profitable in any case. So that's just obviously, and there's all your results there as well, which you can see you start off with 100, so you could analyze all this and go through it. So you see as you go down through the dates, you want to the 7th of the 7th, then it would have been worth 115. Etc. One thing just to mention it will do, which it hasn't done here on mine because I've already done it, is the first time you run a back test strategy, it'll download all the prices historically for the chart and the time of the chart, so the Euro USD and the 15 minutes in my case. It'll take a little while to do that. It might take like a minute or two. You'll see a bar going across the bottom of the screen. It'll also tell you that's the first time you've run it, and it'll need to download the data. So it downloads all the historical data that it needs to run the actual back test. So what I want to do with this one now is I want to go to the 1st of January to now to see if it had been profitable for the entire year. So this one will take a little bit long. Oh, I thought it was going to take a little bit longer, but didn't, because it's actually bust there on the 3rd of the 1st. We ran out of money, so there's been some negative impact there, which just gone from, which is a bit concerning. 3rd of the 1st, 3rd of January. It's just gone to pot. So that's where we need to tweak the strategy so this doesn't happen. Hopefully it doesn't happen. So what I'll do now is I'll just try tweaking this date like the 1st of February, because then we can go and look, try and find out if it doesn't bust again. We can find out what happened in January. It's happened again on that's the 14th of the 2nd this time, so it doesn't look like it's doing very well. And you see here, total net profit minus £61. It's a bit worrying then historically, because it was, let's see how it's performed really well in July, but not. Try the 1st of the 3rd. Same again. This has gone by the 1st of the 3rd. It's a bit of a concern. So I need to. So this is where I need to sort of tweak the strategy and look at back testing. I didn't realize these were going to be so bad that later on. I'm going to try the 1st of April. But the good thing is you can back test all this and find out what's going on. That was done by the 3rd of April. Right, so finally I'm going to do the 1st of May. And you can run this as much as you want, which is ideal. Right, so the 1st of May looks better. So we need to, yeah, so that's massive there from the 1st of May. If we look at the report, we've made $316 profit from the 1st of May until the 26th of July. So the concern now is, why doesn't it work for April? Well, January, February, March, April seem to be bad months. Because obviously the last thing we want is to put £100 into this thing and then lose it straight away. So what I'm going to try, just like isolate the month before it went Pete Tong, which was April. So I'll try doing the 1st of April through to the end of April. See what happens there. It's probably a case of going back historically and look, see what happened in the market for this currency pair. Yeah, it's the same thing. That's 3rd of the 4th. By the 3 o'clock on 3rd of the 4th, we had no money left. There's massive drawdowns. So that's obviously, if you looked at the results here, you can somewhere near the bottom it'll be all these negatives. So all these close at stop, they're just running a stop loss and then closing, and you're losing all this money. So that's a big concern. So what I need to do now is go on and try and tweak these settings, and that's what I'm going to come on to next, these settings here. So that's what I'm going to concentrate on in the next video. I'm going to start changing up some of these properties into more suitable parameters to try and alleviate the issues that we're looking at there in January, February, March and April, this first 4 months of this year. I'm really happy with the way it's gone on back testing from May through till July, but obviously there's a concern about the first 4 months of the year. So I'm going to go through all these any changes I've done to these in the next video, and see if we can get rid of any of the downturns in the first 4 months of the year. Okay, thanks for watching. Cheers now. Gan canny.